So this will probably be the last time I ever do something like this, because I've already mentioned it enough in my community post and on Twitter. And in an attempt for this to hit as many eyes as possible, I'm gonna try not to show anything violent, and I'm gonna try not to swear, even though it's going to be a little bit difficult. In case you haven't heard the news, YouTube has done something to the algorithm that has not only impacted my channel, but various other creators that I'm going to show here in a second. On July 29th of this year, YouTube thought it would be an amazing idea to implement a safeguard for young viewers with the help of AI. Now, we all know how busted and straight up jank AI is anyways, and while it can yield some impressive results, it's still in its infancy stage to start giving it access to essentially people's livelihoods. Continuing on, this AI system monitors the videos you watch in the background, and they guess how old you are based on that. Even if you did what we all did when we were kids and you lied about your birthday, if you're spending all day watching brain rot and Fortnite clips, it's gonna perceive you to be a lot younger than what you put. But even in this method, it's pretty wild that this system can just guess what a user's age can be based on watch history alone, because it's gonna get it wrong regardless. You could be in your mid to late 20s binging Bluey content because your kid likes it, or you could be some rambunctious 8-year-old watching Ready or Not or war content. Because at this point, what the AI safeguard will do is just assume the appropriate age ranges are watching the content and filter it from there. Anyways, once it scans your watch history and perceives you to be around 18 years or younger, it's going to activate something called restricted mode, which then, I guess, blocks off all the videos on YouTube that would be deemed too mature for the age range that the AI assumes you're in. And with how YouTube's algorithm works, for those that don't really know, the more people that watch your content, the more it'll get pushed, the more growth you'll get, so on and so on. When your videos start doing bad, YouTube says, hey, a lot of people didn't like this last one. We're gonna narrow it down a little bit to see how it does. So then when that video doesn't do as well, it's a repeated process until your channel gets snuffed out or bounces back, which is what I'm really hoping after everything is said and done. Now, I wanted to experiment a bit because I know that I took a 2-month break, came back, and viewership hasn't been the best since. I get that it was going to be a bit of work to regain the viewers because YouTube doesn't see taking breaks as taking a break. They just see, oh, you uploaded? Great. You didn't upload? Bad. You shouldn't do that. But with my style of content and how I deliver my content, I thought it was going to be an easy time. Which, quick sidebar before I get into the rest of my points, I know they put this post out in July, but I have a feeling they were doing some backend changes way before that because I noticed weird activity with my views and stuff in like June, around June. I don't know. Back on subject, my first 2 videos did okay at best, right? Nothing too wild. But then I uploaded my Tony Hawk's Underground 2 video, and that's when I was like, nah, something's got to give here. Lo and behold, that something was YouTube implementing AI to basically run their platform, and because of that, and saying this just hurts my soul immensely, 99% of my channel is now completely gone if you have restricted mode enabled. I mean, look at that. I go from over 100 videos down to just 1. I'm legit so heartbroken over this because 2 years of my hard work and constant evolving, gone in the blink of an eye. I wanted to know if other creators or even my other creator buddies were seeing the same thing because we've all been talking about loss in viewership. So I looked and there was a good chance that it's taken every bit of content from the past year and completely wiped it off the platform if you have this mode enabled. There are a few exceptions, right? Like if this AI figured that the video was safe enough, which I don't know how they would deem that, it would clear it and pass it into the algorithm. So some of these are gonna show either days, weeks, or months ago. But as a general rule of thumb, every bit of content in the past year, the AI deemed it not fit for younger audiences and is now unwatchable. Then I wanted to check in on one of the channels I like putting on in the background when I play games or whatever, Angry Joe Show. And look at that. A lot of his more recent content is just gone. In fact, I think I clicked on the popular tab on mobile and it shows one video from 11 years ago, and that was like the only thing that it showed. And for those that think this is all speculatory and, you know, whatever, even Linus Tech Tips noticed this, and he's even called it out.
Overall, the channel has been very on the struggle bus lately, which Luke and I were talking about earlier. I do not remember the last time we uploaded a video and it got 350,000 views in the first day and a half.
I think that was mid to subpar performance in the house.
Oh yeah, that
if
was.
People want some scale.
Yeah, that was pretty catastrophic like 10 years ago. I'm having a very difficult time wrapping my head around that. It is possible that there has been no change whatsoever to how our videos are being served.
Now, thankfully, there is a way to turn this off. If you're on PC, you just simply click on the top right, turn off restricted mode, easy day. For mobile users, which, funny enough, that's what a majority of my channel's audience uses to view my content, it's a bit more buried. It's under settings and then general, then you scroll down and boom, there it is. But yeah, until YouTube reverses this or makes that bot take a hike, this is how it's gonna be. I don't know how I can fully express how I feel because, you know, while these videos aren't permanently deleted, it feels like they might as well be. And thankfully, I've got means of making money outside of YouTube and don't rely on this full time. But for those that have turned this into their career, a way to provide for themselves or for their family, I feel for y'all. I really do. The weight of it has got to be immense. Like, I can't even comprehend it. And I get that YouTube success is something that comes and goes quite often, but this isn't what this is about. And I don't want anyone to perceive it as, oh, well, bro, your channel fell off. Time to put the fries in the bag. No, that's not what this is. You can tell when a channel tapers off over time. Interest becomes low and people move on. But what this is that this AI tool has completely snuffed out a majority of content creators. And then YouTube wants to turn around and put this tweet up about how hard work doesn't go unrecognized. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. So I guess the number one question I've been asking myself all day is, you know, what now? Do I push through and keep uploading? Do I diversify and make content on a different platform? You know, this is the one thing about doing YouTube that people don't talk about until something cataclysmic happens. Unfortunately, I don't have a solid answer. Obviously, I want to keep providing content for you, my community. Y'all give me time out of your day to hear me yap. I at least want to make it worthwhile. Hey, I'll tell you this, I'm not going to switch up my content. You know, that AI tool can take an issue with it. I want y'all to know that your support is more important than ever right now. My channel, alongside other creators, are in a near lose-lose situation with this change. And like I mentioned earlier, until YouTube has decided that this isn't the way of protecting children on their platform, then the views are going to be what they're going to be. I'm gonna ride this thing until the wheels fall off, and I'm riding on the rims. And I hope that in the midst of this situation, you'll hop along for the ride. In this section, I want to dedicate to YouTube and you know, vent my frustrations more than I already have in this video. But if you're just not interested in hearing that, you can skip ahead a little bit. I'll show the timestamp on screen. YouTube, what you have done, what you are currently doing, I really do hope you are seeing the negative impact this is having on people, and it keeps you awake at night. I don't know who at your company decided this was a good idea, but they need to be removed from the company immediately. They have taken the one thing I've wanted since I was a kid, the one thing that I worked desperately for, the one thing that I wanted to do to provide for my family for years to come. They've taken it and destroyed it in no time whatsoever. And that's not just me. That's literally any creator bigger or smaller than me as well. I don't know what it's gonna take for us to reverse this, but something has gotta give. And YouTube, I understand you did all this to protect the children, but there's two things about that, okay? One, you already have a platform for kids. Did you forget about that? And two, sure, protect the kids, but you know what you failed to do? Protect your creators, because now the ones that rely on this for a job are stressed. They're thinking if it's even worth uploading anymore. And I don't blame them. And you know, I've always had a form of skepticism when it came to how YouTube handled itself. I would tell myself, I don't know why they're changing stuff. Maybe it's for a good reason, right? Maybe that's where the issue started, right? Being too trustworthy of a platform that told me, nah, we're pushing your content out, but no one is watching. Meanwhile, they're doing this in the background. YouTube, fix it. I don't want to leave my dream behind because of your incompetence, and many others don't want to have to either. To my community, thank you for sticking by my side in this trying time. You know, we're gonna find a way to get out of this one way or another. It's gonna take some time. But yeah, I'd like to know what you think down below. And like I said, this is a one-off video for me. I've mentioned it in community posts. I've talked about it on Twitter. Now I've made a video on it. It's time for me to get back to work and provide the content y'all want to see. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button and restrict that sub button. Also, YouTube can hopefully push my content to you. And as always, I got to give a massive shout out to the members of the channel for chucking an extra $1 my way every month. Rest assured, it's more than what YouTube is paying me at the moment. I can never forget that, folks. But yeah, that's about it. Later.